So, a very good morning to everyone who are able to join today on Sunday evening for this lovely session on career growths and opportunities by pursuing net zero related and oriented courses, considering our country has also taken a leap forward by designating $2.4 billion only for decarbonization, and it's just evolving and a very important topics in the times that we are living in. Now, we'll start with introductions first, which will be followed by a panel discussion, and we'll take a Q&A of all the participants as well. Towards the end of the session, we'll keep 20 minutes for that. We have Dr. Sapna Narula, we have Dr. Himanshu Arora, we have Dr. Pradeep Kumar Roy, and we have Dr. Vidyanath Rangju. There are too many doctors over here. Would you all like to share about yourself? And then I'll start with the Q&A.
So
Yeah.
I'll start. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm Sapna Narula. I don't want to introduce, about myself in too many words. I would just say that, I'm a student of sustainability, and I've been a student of sustainability for last 25 years. And I'm learning in this field, and I'm proud of my achievements. That I have trained, hundreds and thousands of corporates, and I have launched number of programs, including MBA programs and other this thing. So so far, how the landscape is changing. I think we will talk more, but that's my little introduction. Thank you, Harsha, for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Himanshu, would you like to go next?
Yeah, thanks, Harsha, and it's great to see everyone. I'm Himanshu Arora, and mostly looking into the ESG and decarbonization profile for one of the largest energy company in India. And glad to be here and share my experience and my learning.
Thank you, Himanshu. Dr. Vidyanath.
Yeah, thank you, Harsha. Good evening, everyone who are based in India, and good day, whoever, wherever you are present and attending this session. Myself, Vidyanath, I'm a sustainability practitioner, having experience about more than 15 years now. Uh, I'm majorly a consultant, coming with a good consulting background on sustainability and ESG. I've seen the evolution for the last 1.5 decade. So I'll share my experience, my opinions, my understanding, my insights, whatever is there. I'll try to share it so that you have a fair understanding of what this course is about, and what you're going to learn in the upcoming modules. Thank you for the opportunity, Harsha. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Vidya. Pradeep, sir.
Yeah, very good evening to all. My name is Pradeep Kumar Rao. I come with a background of about sustainability and ESG practices from a real estate perspective. I've been practicing this from last 2 decades, and uh, basically a lot has to be learned in this domain. And I also learned from IICSR. I was ex-student of that, so and presently learning from everyone here with my colleagues, and I'll be happy to share my knowledge to all of you. I've taken a couple of sessions already in the previous time, sessions also. I've delivered quite a lot of on this subject, but it has been a learning phase for everyone. I attended everybody's sessions also, so it's a mutual learning. And with the students, it's been great because they also give a lot of interaction happens between each other, and we learn from each other. And since all of them are from the industry background, so it is a mutual learning experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pradeep, sir, for joining as well. I'll start. Firstly, I hope everyone is safe and sound, and whichever part of the world that they are in. We'll start with the Q&A. Now, considering that there has been a lot of talks going on net zero and decarbonization and carbon sequestration since more than a decade, What does a credible net zero roadmap actually look like in practice for the corporates today? And I keep the questions open for anyone in the panel who would like to answer.
If you want, I can talk about it.
Yes, sure.
So, maybe others can supplement later. So, a credible net zero roadmap, as you know, that we have been having, GHG related targets earlier as well. But since last 1.5 decade, we have been talking about our concerted efforts, and these concerted efforts have been possible, through our net zero goal. And so a credible net zero roadmap, I think that, there are 4 or 5 pillars which are extremely important for this net zero strategy. So number one is the technology. So a credible pathway, must talk about what kind of technologies that a corporate is betting upon while fulfilling their target. So technologies are extremely important, whether we are talking about CCUS or solar or wind or green hydrogen. And the choice of technology depends upon a number of factors. So technology is one important lever that we look forward to when we talk about a credible net zero roadmap. Second is that, how, in what part of the world we are operating from, and what is the kind of policy that we have. So there's a lot of global policy push right now towards the net zero. The increasing number of companies who are committing to net zero targets, and going for SBTi target submission and validation, that itself suggests that there is a lot of pressure from the investors, and there is also an inherent intent from the companies to go net zero. Third very important pillar is the capacity building. Like, do we have trained people in this area? So I think, uh, of course, finance is also one of the pillar, but in spite of, all these three uh, things, even if we may have, but if we don't have trained people who would implement the net zero plans, it is very difficult for us. And as we have seen the evolving landscape in this particular industry. We have seen that companies are now also rushing for training their people. We need consultants, we need third party verifiers, we need carbon managers, we need sustainability reporting managers, and we need people who can actually do GHG calculations. Nowadays we are also talking about nature based solutions, people who can actually launch green bonds. So there is a variety of skills that we are talking about when it comes to net zero. So I think I'll stop here and let others do the talking.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. That was very insightful and very detailed in itself. Now, my next question to all of you all is, see, many companies have net zero target. And over a period of 2 decades, we have seen a lot of evolution from CSR, then ESG comes and net zero comes. Now, how do we literally differentiate between these terms and for example, what would be the a person who's doing ESG? Does he also needs to learn on net zero, or the person who's doing CSR? Does what is a difference in terms of roles, job requirements? Since you all are already practicing it, so how would the next gen benefit, and what kind of work and requirements would be there?
I would like to highlight a few points on this. See, we are practicing this in our company, and then we have seen the industry benchmarks on net zero, and especially when we look at CII or IGBC standards, which talks about the net zero, there is a differentiation. Okay, they also set up the standards and benchmarks to achieve net zero, and they have given a guidelines as to how to achieve this as well, right? Industry, it will differ. The petrochemical industry will be different, construction industry will be different.
Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. So what I was saying was, see, there are various benchmark which has already been set up by certain organizations such as CII, IGPC. Then you have LEED certification. There also they have LEED Zero. So there are multiple agencies who have set the benchmark, right? And we need to see how we have to strategize to achieve net zero, because each industry will have specific pathway on a strategies has to be developed. For example, construction industry, we talk about waste management, we talk about renewable energy, we look at decarbonization strategies, we look at water management to be water positive. We look at multiple areas and how we can achieve net zero. Right, but of course, as you mentioned, there are other areas called ESG. Now, ESG is basically a compliance perspective. Which are the companies which is listed in BRS? I mean, CBI registered companies. They have to go for this BRSR compliance, right? So they have to report their BRSR reporting, for which your all your ESG has to be reported in a particular format. So again, those goes into a different lane. But one thing very common about all of them is when we do a green certified building, we have certain points, right? Then we have ESG also. There are concerning to environment, social, and governance. When we talk about net zero, again we are looking into the various parts of carbon decarbonizations and etc. Right? So all of them are connected to each other, and they are supplementing to each other, right? So somehow or the other, it is interconnected. Only we look at a different angle. When we talk about net zero, we are looking at a carbon angle. That's the how we need to make a differentiation. But everything is going together, and hopefully, if a company practices all three of them, including CSR. CSR also is measured. Like for example, we are going for rejuvenation of lakes. Okay, it's a CSR activity. Now there, something which is also going with ESG, right? Then the other thing which we are doing is about building of schools, right? And then various institution. Recently, we built a Freedom Park, so we are taking care of parks also. So multiple things are there when we talk about CSR. But again, this also goes into ESG part as well, right? Then it also goes into BRSR reporting as well. So everything is interconnected, right? But only thing is the way you look at it is different, right? So this is how I can say, people have to take it forward, and very interesting subject. As and when we discuss this on in detail, we'll be able to set up more examples, do case study analysis, and we can take it forward. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you so much. Dr. Vidya, you have something to say.
Yes. Thank you, Pradeep, for setting the context on this particular topic. I just like to add a couple of additional points to this one. When I can understand there are two key terms. One is strategic decarbonization. Other one is how we position ESG in the organizations, right? So the key difference is how we make the decisions on these terms, right? As Pradeep sir was mentioning that ESG is more of a compliance. Originally it was not, but nowadays it has become a compliance requirement more driven by regulatory authorities. Um, Practically speaking, in reality, a lot of organizations see ESG reports or sustainability reports as a communication document. Okay, it just says how my company is performing on environment, social governance, little bit of financial elements, but it does not talk about the whole strategic related information based on some confidentiality elements also. But in reality, the sustainability report or ESG report development or disclosures operates as a separate, or a independent from the core strategy of the business. It involves a lot of people from different departments, but it is not specifically embedded into the strategy. Okay, this is the current scenario. I'm not saying that a lot of companies does not do it, but some companies do it, but it is more of a communication document that people are looking at. Whereas a strategic decarbonization, it more it's more involved in terms of choices that you make, such as procurement. Okay, the logistics, inbound logistics or outbound logistics, how you need to decarbonize in your value chain operations, how your supply chain engagement is shaping up, what are the new technologies which Sapna ma'am has mentioned in the beginning, CCUS or alternate fuel switching, etc. So these technologies has to be incorporated within the operations, right? And also product design. If there is any manufacturing organization, so the product that has to be manufactured has to be uh, you know revamped by integrating ESG principle or sustainability principles in there. So this strategic decarbonization helps in decarbonize the whole supply chain in the operations. But however, it varies from sector to sector. But I'm just giving you, the broader idea on what is the key difference. A simple thing is, if any a decision that I make with respect to carbon strategies, if it helps to rethink about my business decisions, then it is more of a strategic alignment. Otherwise, it is just reporting parameters every year. It's an year on year activity. Yes, these are my emissions, these are my targets, these are my progress. That's it. Okay, but there is a change in the companies, moving from ESG disclosure or communication from implementing certain initiatives to actually decarbonize. Okay, however, that is uneven across sectors, but that's how I wanted to add on to what Pradeep was mentioning.
That's a very interesting point, sir. Thank you for sharing about this. Now, compliance frameworks are constantly evolving. Even in India, we have so many compliances. Do you see something like this will come up as a mandatory compliance requirement? And our companies, Himanshu sir and Pradeep sir, may be able to tell me, are the companies actually building their in-house capabilities on this, or looking more so for external support?
Uh, Pradeep sir, I would like to take this forward, and thanks Harsha for uh, giving a heads up on this very important issue of compliances. So, just to set up a context, like India has taken a net zero target of 2070, and also in view of India's net zero target, many companies have also come forward and understanding that they have also a very big responsibility in achieving NDC, which is aligned with India's net zero target. And after the companies have taken a net zero target, they have started investing in, like within us was mentioning, in the technologies, low carbon solutions, and across the value chain, depending on the net zero target, either it's scope 1, scope 2, or scope 3, depending on different targets which the company has taken. Now, we must understand that when our net zero target has become legally obliged to all the companies, the policies, the government and the Niti Aayog, which are framing under different scenario. Recently under WSGS, the Shell has also given a one of important net zero scenario, and Niti Aayog has also come up with around 17 documents on different net zero target. So these are giving us context at like how we have to work. And when these all contexts are being set up, there are different policies coming, like carbon capture trading system. CCTS market is evolving. There is a renewable consumption obligation. Otherwise, it was purchased. RPO has now converted to RCO. And then a green hydrogen policy, renewable energy targets, which is aligned with NDC. So these are coming as a compliance or as a regulatory mechanism or as a policy enabler to help into the net zero target. And when these companies who have taken a net zero target, they are actually finding these as opportunities, because if the compliance is there, there is a no issue of deciding whether we have to do or not. It becomes a compulsion. Now the company who wants to prove themselves as a leader, they have to do more than the compliance. So if CCTS market is there, and if a big company has to oblige the CCA targets, they will surpass the target of the CCTS to show that they are more expected or more do as a benchmarking and set themselves in a leadership position. Similarly, with renewable energy, if the RCO says you have to procure around 35% by next year of your total energy consumption, the more forward-looking company will surpass the compliance. They will do it because it's a compliance. They don't need permission. It's a thumbs up from their board, from their governance, but they will surpass the target and they will be proactive in achieving these targets. So compliance do set up a motivation, but the leadership comes with doing more than what is required. And similarly, in like Niti Aayog has come recently with the carbon capture or CCUS guidelines. In the budget also 10,000 crore was established. So these are giving headways to different companies. Like these are the levers which we have to start looking into. And in a hard to abate sector, as we already know, it's the most challenging thing as a net zero. So energy efficiency is covered by CCTS market. Renewable energy is mostly covered by CCTS market and RCO. And nature-based solution, there are different in the voluntary offset market being developed by CCTS. It would be given as a incentive if we go into the nature-based solution. And if it is the CCUS, then Niti Aayog has come up with the guidelines, and also in the budget rupees 10,000 crore has been allotted. So it will give us an enabler to do a pilot project right now. And the last lever, which is in the net zero, which is very important, is the green hydrogen. So we have a green hydrogen policy, a short term and medium term target also to go into it, and companies are getting incentive. Though we always look forward to the cost benefit analysis. Sometimes it matches, sometimes it doesn't. These challenges is always remain, but in a whole picture of view, all the enablers which the government is providing right now in terms of policy enablers and the compliance are actually helping the management to take a decision further, and giving a motivation as a company to move forward, especially in the uncertainties of time which we are remaining and working in this green area.
That's very well said and very well put across. Thank you for this and segregating which policy falls under which regulatory framework. Now, I just have two more questions, and then we'll go with the audience questions. One, what is the cost versus long-term value creation by abiding with net zero? Because a lot of them are talking, a lot of them are doing, but is there any profits, or how do they show the ROI on abiding with being a net zero positive company? And although I put it across to everyone, whoever feels can answer. Yes, Sapna ma'am, I see you are smiling.
Yeah, so no, Harsha, nowadays there is no option for companies to do this. Earlier, maybe 15 to 20 years back, companies were going for the compliance based instruments, and they were talking about this. But now sustainability is the only way to do business. And when you talk about cost and long term profit, see, a company is answerable to communities, company is answerable to investors, company is answerable to customers. And the way our society is moving, and how we are suffering out of climate change. Earlier, even the public was not very much aware about this, but now you see there are a lot of protests happening across the globe, around biodiversity. Public is aware that their bad health and their other things are because of the company's products, and the footprint of the companies is responsible. So it is likely that if you are not taking action now, you are going to lose profit, you are going to lose customers, you are going to lose investors. Investors are already coming to the greener companies. That through the sustainability indexes that we have and ESG finance that we have, so finance is coming to the greener companies, and that's how companies are building their inner strengths, the core capabilities in net zero, in decarbonization. It is taking time for companies to go ahead, but I am so glad that Indian industry, whether it is steel or cement or oil and gas, Himanshu is here from oil and gas and construction and many other industries, they have wholeheartedly accepted this fact that if we invest now in the right kind of technology, in the long run, after 15 to 20 years, not only we are going in line with the global and national policy, but also going to earn profits. There is no question about it.
Thank you, ma'am. We do have a question from one of the participants. Yes, Dr. Vidya, you have something to mention?
No, I just
Share.
wanted to add to what Sapna ma'am was mentioning. See, the cost versus long-term value, it's a debatable topic since many years, more than 2 decades. Even a lot of organizations today has the same mindset. Uh, if any company wants to implement certain initiative on sustainability, first thing they look at is that what is the cost that is involved and what is the ROI. Uh, Frankly speaking, immediate returns are not possible in sustainability or sustainability initiatives. No, we cannot grow rice in a day. It takes 3 to 4 months. We take years to grow to reach certain age. As soon as we born, we don't become adults. So there's a phase. Similarly, sustainability is also like that. But more importantly, the leaders, the sustainability leaders or CXOs or head of sustainability, or even the senior management, they should look sustainability from majorly 3 point of view. Okay, one is risk mitigation. Okay, so how company needs to address the risks that are associated with the organization's operations, which includes your carbon pricing, your supply chain related issues, a lot of regulatory exposure. Very recently we have applicability of CBAM and IFRS S1, S2 regulatory requirements, TCFD, India's BRSR and carbon credits regulations that are coming up. I have seen more regulatory developments in the last 3 to 4 years compared to last 15 years, and people are facing more risk with respect to sustainability not being implemented. That is point one, which is risk mitigation. Second one is protecting the margin. Okay, whenever there is an initiative or implementation that needs to be done, there is a cost involved. We should look at how we should improve the efficiency of the activities and how we improve the financial aspect. Any initiative, we have to convert that into financial impact on the organization. Be it, for example, energy efficiency initiative. Just very small example. You're shifting from 2-star ACs to 5-star ACs. There is a cost involved. 2-star ACs are quite affordable and cheap compared to 5-star ACs. There is a transition, but however, there's a payback period which could be 6 months or 1 year depending on the usage. However, the longevity of that particular appliance is more, and in the long run, you reap the benefits of taking the decision today. Okay, this is you have to protect that margin over the period of time. Similarly, with solar panels that you implement, usually solar panel implementation takes about 4 to 5 years of payback. Okay, you invest a huge capital and you get the returns over period of time, right? And third one is your growth opportunity. uh, Low carbon products attract new customers, new markets. Board of directors, they try to address or respond to risk related returns more. When we have this statement that more risk, more returns, you have to adjust that with your operations also. And capital efficiency is another element that you need to look into. Okay, this is your growth opportunity. The question is, how much does it cost for net zero or carbon decarbonization implementation? That is not the question we need to ask. How much delay are we, delaying, right, in the transition? That is the, cost. To give a point, there is a Paris Agreement goal, 1.5-degree goal by end of 2100. We have missed the bus already. We are to target 2 degrees goal now. Uh, but yes, we have still a lot more effort that needs to put in. Okay, uh, any risk or any activity has to be translated into financial language that is easily understandable by anyone in the organization. Numbers speak a lot more than actions. That's what I meant to say. They just wanted to add a couple of points to what Sapna ma'am was mentioning.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you,
So
Dr.
just
Ravi. Yes.
just want to end, what Vidya is saying, saving carbon is the new money. So it will always be profitable. So this companies who would be polluting will have to pay more, and companies who are saving on carbon emissions, they will be profitable.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Sapna. On this juncture, although I have one more question which can be asked in last, we have someone from Decarbonizing Center India Private Limited. So may I request you to please ask your question, sir?
Yeah, hi. Hope I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, yes, you are.
See, I'm just listening about all the ESG. We are working with ESG and the current scenario in IC engines where the boilers, generators, or your ESG scope 3 is coming, right? We are there to give you the impact, not to reduce the carbon emissions, but also in terms of ROI, where the companies can recently we have signed the agreement with Welspun Enterprise where they have purchased 2 machines from us for the decarbonizing machines, right? Where we are giving them the ROI just investing 7 to 8 lakh rupees and returns they are saving almost 75 to 80 lakhs. And current scenario is that all IC engines are being creating more pollution in terms of generators where we are providing dual fuel kits and for the vehicles and for the boilers. So there is a ROI with the current scenario where the corporates or ESG companies, those who are listed, can be benefited in both the terms, in terms of saving the carbon footprints, also regaining the vehicle mileage or IC engine by saving the fuels. I've shared my details and everything in the chat box. So please let me know because it's a short-term meeting and everything. So I've shared my number and everything. Please let me know where we can show the ROI to all the corporates or the government sector and practical way in reducing the carbon footprint and saving the fuel with all the ICE engines. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Jitendra. Thank you for the input. My last but not the least important question, how do we separate net zero leaders from the other contemporary ones which are working in the space of sustainability or ESG? How do you differentiate between them? And also, what are the key elements in the course that would really help? Uh, Yes, Himanshu.
So, thanks, Harsha. And if, like you rightly mentioned, how do we differentiate which are the credible net zero progress and the targets, and which are the companies doing it or not? Because everybody, when we open the sustainability report or any disclosures, everything looks so promising and so good that it looks like that even the climate change problem will be solved within the next 1 or 2 years. Everything would looks okay. So one of the things which I noticed after going through around 50 sustainability reports during my PhD, and after that I also collaborated with Sapna ma'am and discussed also. Uh, when we go through the commitments by the company, that is just a starting point as far as net zero target. And if we go through their ESG disclosures and their net zero roadmap, if everything looks promising and there are no challenges mentioned, it means those things are not credible, because no net zero target can coexist without the challenges. It is the first time in history that any non-financial targets are being taken in such a large scale by all the companies. Always, we already know that like financial next quarter, this would be financial estimates. Every year we do progress, and there are rating agencies which say, yeah, they are overachieved or they are less achieved, and then uh, 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 those rating agencies show it in the public domain, and we analyze and take a decision to invest. So first time, all these things are parallelly happening on the scale of carbon. ESG ratings like CDP and other are rating on the carbon scale whether they are doing it or not. Rating the companies, and investors are deciding whether to invest or not. And when we go through all those rating agencies KPIs, that is the reason they have gone to the depth, not only on the outcome part, that like how much percentage of target you have achieved of the commitment, but into the process part, whether you have a board committee responsible for net zero target or not, whether the KPIs are aligned of your employees and the senior management are with the net zero or the different levers of net zero, and how much investment are you expending right now in the capex and revenue expenditure in the terms of net zero. Forget about 2030, 40 or 50. So that is the reason that companies have started disclosing their short-term, medium-term, and long-term targets in more closer phase than we were used to do earlier in like 2021 or 22 when we took a net zero target. And these requirements would be becoming more stringent because the parallel reporting on carbon has already started, and this year the carbon market would come. So we can directly establish that how much saving we are doing when the prices would be established of the carbon. So shadow pricing can be adopted by the companies, and they can directly establish whether how much uh, impact on their financial sheets would happen if we price the carbon. So if everything looks good, that is not a good indication. And if a company is showing the challenges, like ROI is not coming in certain levers, they in CCUS is not feasible right now, but so they are doing pilot studies. NBS, they don't have land access, but they are collaborating with forest department. So this shows like there are some challenges they are trying to do. But if they are very forward looking that everything is fine and we are achieving the target, so that is a very good red flag to be indicated, because in this uncertain world, I don't think so anything is certain. So yeah, that's a point I want to make. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Himanshu. On this note, may I request if you all have any questions to ask the questions? I have more questions. I can just keep going too. After you complete Masters in Net Zero course, what are the career opportunities and what kind of roles and positions and things is it that people can actually do?
I can take up that.
Yes, ma'am.
So, as I've already highlighted, being a professor, I've been talking about the skills in this area. So, let me just tell you that, as the landscape has evolved, the skill set required for net zero leaders are also, is also changing a lot. Nowadays, simply, GHG calculation and other things is not enough, right? So you need technical skills, industry specific skills. For example, decarbonization skills are good, but how do you decarbonize with respect to cement or steel or oil and gas? These things are different. Second thing is, you also need to analyze the policy. You need to take action before the policy comes into being. You need to engage with the stakeholders. So stakeholder engagement is also one of the skills. Then you need to be, knowing the technologies which are available in the market, because these technologies are going to give uh, you know uh, a reality to your net zero dreams. So you also need to be knowing about the financial opportunities that net zero plans bring in front of you. For example, green bonds, and how are you able to garner money for your net zero plans. I'm talking about big companies. Even as a small company, you need to find out that how and what are financial opportunities available, and given the level of policy, how you are able to harness that, the subsidies, the schemes, etc. So multi-level skills are required to be net zero leaders. And one thing that I would like to add is, you also need compassionate skills. So if you do not have compassion for the society, if you do not have if you're not a go-getter, simply you are doing it for your cost versus ROI, and you are not doing it from your heart, then also you are going to be failing. And as Himanshu said, that this is a very risky business, very uncertain business. We also need to have a higher emotional quotient. So this type of skill set and net zero leaders are the leaders for tomorrow, right? The kind of career opportunities that are available are, you can be everywhere. You can be in the sustainability department, you can be carbon manager, you can be carbon auditor, you can work with a particular technology, you can have your own startup, you can open up different consultancies. uh, Over last 1 decade, and I was having discussion with Mr. Vidyanath when we were in Goa, that earlier only big four companies were there in this space, but over last 5 to 10 years, around 200 to 300 smaller consultancies have come up in this space. So these are the people who are net zero leaders, who just want to work only in green hydrogen, who want to work for decarbonizing steel, decarbonize circular economy. So these are the skills. And with the new CCTS scheme coming up, cap and trade market has already opened up in India. We need third party verifiers. We need people who can, take up, who can develop new projects when it comes to, carbon offsets. So lot of things. Biodiversity is one new thing that, a lot of people are working, business and biodiversity. So removal, avoidance, reduction. So lot of skills are needed, but there are lot of career opportunities as well. I made my career out of sustainability. Let me also tell you that I was teaching only marketing and strategy in 2008, and I was asked to teach sustainability. No instructor said yes. Fortunately, my PhD was in sustainability, and my friend said that, you are very well doing marketing and strategy. Why are you opting for sustainability? So I just told my friend that there are 200 professors of marketing in New Delhi, but there is none in sustainability. So that will differentiate me in the market, and that's how I took up that challenge. That's why I call myself as a student of sustainability. So there are a lot of career opportunities. The only thing is that
Lovely.
you need to be compassionate about it. Harsha, sorry, I have taken
Lovely,
more.
ma'am. That's That's very inspiring. That's very inspiring. We have a question whether are there exams that we need to complete? Yes, there are exams. It is all in the learning management system in the multiple choice question format, which may take you 15-20 minutes. Along with the exams, we do have the project work also, and we have our faculties who would evaluate your work. And any final thoughts that you all would have, or any other questions that participants over here have, please do let us know. Any final thoughts? Let's go with the 1 minute, one round of. What about a single definition for sustainability? We got this question from Mr. Ramakrishna. Is there any single definition for sustainability?
Yeah, there's a textbook definition of sustainability by which was coined in the year 1987. It's basically, it says that meeting the needs of present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This is textbook definition, little complicated. I'll simplify it for you. You live and you let others live is what sustainability is.
Let's see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in the times we are
Yeah.
living in, of course, it is very important. So,
Yes.
what's the course is live, Mr. Vashish. The way we are having a conversation, it will be in the similar manner. The duration of the course is 6 to 8 months. On the other aspect, we will get in touch with you in person if we know your name instead of iPhone. We and native thrive together. Yes, we and nature thrive together. We've already taken a lot of your time. It's 40 minutes done. Can we have one line of final thoughts on why should we study net zero in these times when there are so many more important things which is going on? There's a war going on in left, right, and center. There are some regulations coming sometimes, and yeah, the costs are increasing, the oil prices especially. So why will we study net zero? Also, Mr. Vashish to create, yeah. So why should we study net zero?
Is it for
Or the
the
final
faculty
thoughts?
or is it for the
No,
participants?
it's for the faculty. Why should you teach net zero?
because
Why should they
because
study net zero? One line.
participants are not speaking, so I just want them to speak up.
Well, they are typing.
Okay.
You'll have a good batch.
Okay, fair enough. So I'll just add one point here. Why should we teach net zero? Because that's where skills are lacking in the industry. So you should understand what it means. You should learn what are the nitty-gritties of the whole umbrella of net zero. It talks about climate scenario analysis. It talks about GHG accounting. It talks about your decarbonization strategies. It talks about financial impact on your climate change impacts, or scenario analysis. These are all different topics that are there, which might find which might feel as a jargon, but you have to deep dive into all of these jargons to understand more about net zero. It's very, very vast topic. There is no limit. People say sky is the limit, but net zero is much more beyond that. So there are a lot of things to learn, and even the terms are coming up every now and then. People are coming up with new terminologies. ESG was something, 10, 15 years ago, it was not there. People used to say sustainability. Now people are talking about, ESG. Maybe in the future, it might change. Terminology might change, but the core concept remains same. It's all about doing responsible business for a business. So we are here to teach you how you can, do business responsibly. That's what I wanted to add, in a sentence.
Okay, I'll tell you in a different way, all right? Just to add what Vidyadhar has told just now. So, see, let us take it in a very practical sense. Now, I ex encountered certain questions from the customer perspective. Okay, the people who are going to use this product, say whatever net zero you are talking about in terms of community at large or infrastructure at large, all right? So where you're going to live in. So when I did the first green building, which got LEED Platinum, people were asking me, what is the benefit of staying in a sustainable community? Then we started explaining about all these water being helpful, reducing the water usage in terms of energy usage. Okay, all these things we started explaining. Now, after 20 years, I encountered another question from one more customer. What is the benefit of staying in a net zero community? Okay, now these are all something which is practically asked by these customers, everybody, right? So, when I started explaining to them about all these high funda concepts, they did not understand. Okay. Then, in a simple term, I said, see, whatever sustainability talks about, okay, today we are looking at it from an angle of carbon perspective. That's all. As simple as that. Okay, so we are putting it in all in terms of how much of carbon reduction we are doing. We're talking about the rise in temperature of 1.5 degrees centigrade, which is even taught in the primary schools nowadays. Okay, so all these things when we started discussing, they started relating to the textbook knowledge which their children are telling them to the parents. Then, they could understand all these jargons was not important. What is important is, are we going to live in a happy place in this earth? Okay. Are we going to be protected? Are we going to be live for a longer time? How protected are we? Okay. All these jargons are very important, which is going to be discussed, of course, in this sessions. But it is very much important from basic fundamental level to understand, is it going to impact your life? Is it going to impact the way you are going to live? Is it going to impact the future generation? Okay. So all these things are to be thought over because in the commercial spaces which we build, we talk about Mac chillers, efficient chillers, big jargons, right? But one other person came and asked me, sir, how much is the cost? How much is the ROI on this? Then, we started explaining about the fundamental, returns on investments is going to be more on operational perspective. We calculated and we showed him. He was very much interested. Okay, sir, it is fine. Let me buy or get into your building. I'm very much interested into taking up this space. So this is what is matters. When you learn this subject, you have to practically experience whatever we are talking about, and then you should be able to appreciate how it is going to change our lives. Okay, so I think that is more important in the entire learning experiences, and actually this has also helped in my own personal experience as well.
Thank you, sir. We do have one more question. Can you please explain how much this course is relevant to calculate PCF in automotive industries, processes, products, and case studies? So that is a very common question because people come up with their own industry and how they can address things for their own industry. So how will we ensure that they are able to integrate and implement in their own industry? Vidya sir.
Yeah, I think Suhas is asking about LCA, if I'm not wrong, because PCF is product carbon footprint. See, this course is more at a broader level for the organization to achieve net zero goals and targets. Okay, one of the element is conducting LCA, or your product carbon footprint. That's where your product design elements that comes into picture. Calculating PCF, is a subset of the whole broader course. However, there is another course, which specializes in this. It is certified LCA practitioner, which specifically talks about, product carbon footprint. In this course, you'll be, learning about the broader idea of how to do it, the, steps involved in it. But yes, there is another course. So that's what I can give for now. Okay. And it varies from sector to sector. It is not specific to automotive industry, but it can be any industry, be it any industry. Yeah, and we'll be discussing about a lot of case studies throughout the course, different sectors, where net zero has major impact. We'll talk about case studies and how companies are trying to implement net zero activities, etc. We do that.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. One last line now, fun last line from you, Dr. Himanshu Yola Ramini. One last line that they should leave with when they come to see Dr. Vidya.
Yeah. So just to share, like, if you are interested in like any of the things in your career, whether it's research, HR, procurement, finance, believe about ESG and net zero, uh, um, even operations. So if the net zero and ESG things you are not aware of or you don't understand, probably you will be missing on the risk and the opportunities you can contribute for your company, for your research organization, or for your business vertical, whatever you are doing. So it it's a basically must to have in any of the things which we do, not as a separate thing. It's already integrated into different domains, whatever it is. So it is not a like a separate thing, but it is a value add on, I think. So even you can do it as a separate interest, but whatever you are doing, it's already integrated.
Thank you. Dr. Vidya, Dr. Sapna.
Yeah, so my last word, although I have spoken a lot about the course, but I would like to say that it's the right time to board the bus. Otherwise, you will miss this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And all right, then on this note, thank you so much to Dr. Sapna, Dr. Vidya, Himanshu, and Pradeep sir. And thank you to all the participants for joining on a Sunday evening. I know we've taken a lot of your time, and I hope you've gained a lot of knowledge and insights on this upcoming course. And we do look forward to connecting with you. Those interested can get in touch with the we've shared our coordinates already on the chat box, and you can also email us on info@iicsat.com. Thank you on this note, and have a lovely Sunday evening, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.